Hey gang, Steve Borseti, Sandler training. After 32 years, 32 years, I think I have finally come up with the magic question that all salespeople responsible for closing must ask. But before I go there, I'm going to tease this out a bit. I think these days there's tons of pressure on salespeople to close, to get deals across the finish line, get revenue in the door. A few weeks back, I actually did a video on how not to sound desperate in those circumstances because we really can sound desperate and salesy and all that other stuff, and it's not good for a lot of different reasons. Not the least of which are how it makes you feel personally, which is not a great thing. But I still seem to be getting calls. I still hear from salespeople who are, hey Steve, what do we do with this one? I need to call this guy back again. Should I show him a case study? Should I do a competitive analysis? Should I change our pricing? Just really, really pushing hard to try to get prospects across the finish line. I get it. I get it. I also think that our sense of time, which is normally distorted, is even more so distorted now. What we think are long periods of prospects going dark. I hear salespeople say things like, I left this dude a voicemail on Monday, and they've gone dark on me. And I'm like, well, dude, it's Wednesday. So you're trying to get the CEO to respond to you. I think he or she may have a few other fish to fry at this point. So just relax. Everybody calm down. Now, don't misunderstand. There are certain cases when I triage an opportunity with one of the salespeople that I'm working with across a lot of different companies. I occasionally, well, maybe 50% of the time, I'll actually hear a scenario. I think we got to make another phone call. There's something not right in this deal. But folks, there is a significant percentage of the time, maybe it's half these days, where I hear that we have done every imaginable thing we could possibly do to win this opportunity, and we just need to calm the F down. 2 days of not hearing back from a C-level executive is not what I would call going dark, okay? Situation in business these days is fluid. Stuff's changing by the hour, forget about the day or the week. So calm down. Now, back to that question that I've been talking about, the magic question. Now, you've probably been thinking all along that this so-called magic question is a question that we should be asking of the prospect. It's not. It's a question that we need to be asking. I want you to ask this question yourself about every significant opportunity that you have going right now in your pipeline. What would your prospect have to conclude, or what series of things would they have to conclude for you to actually win their business? Now think about that for a second. Put yourself in that prospect's shoes. Put yourself in the group of people maybe that are responsible for making that decision. Imagine them sitting in a conference room, or in this case, I guess a virtual conference room, and talking about you and your company and your solution. What one, two, three things would they have to conclude for you to win? And maybe you've already heard, maybe they've already told you they've concluded some of those things. So if they have done that, that's great. But folks, it might be an enlightening moment for us to just have that step back conversation with ourselves. What would they need to conclude? Now, for those of you guys that are higher priced than your competition, you're not the low price provider. I feel fortunate to work with a lot of clients that actually applies to. Anybody can sell the cheapest thing, maybe. But I want you to think about that, because one of the things that prospect would have to conclude is, despite the fact that we've got 2 or 3 other proposals from competitors, we have concluded that we are better served going with your company, fill in the blanks there, as their partner on this thing. So think about that. In some cases, some of you guys might be courting a prospect where they haven't even decided to take any action yet. So there's that two layered series of things that they need to conclude. First, they need to conclude they actually need to do something different than they're currently doing. Then they would need to then make a decision based on which one of the possible vendors they want to go with. So have they concluded that? And folks, I got a newsflash for you. There's one simple way to find out what the prospect has concluded. I know, you're probably on to me already. maybe you just ask them, hey, have you guys concluded, Mr. Prospect, Ms. Prospect? And I've been doing something cute with some of the prospects that I'm working with these days. Is I sort of jokingly tell them that I've been talking about them behind their back with my colleagues, and I actually tell them the things that I think they're going to have to conclude for me to win. And then I ask them if they've concluded that yet. In some cases they have, and I can cross that off the list. But there are other times where there are still some things they haven't concluded yet, and I need to either show some proof case or some proof point as to why they should conclude that, and then you work through the process. So anyway, I'll give you the question again. It's a question that I want everybody that I work with. Certainly, I want you asking this question on every opportunity. What does this prospect need to conclude, or what series of things would they need to conclude for me to win this business? And stop there. Now, if they haven't, if there's some of these things that are still open issues or open questions for you, by all means, that's the kind of stuff you should be reaching out to your Sandler coach for, and helping you talk through some of those things. And maybe it even needs to, it will help us rethink how we approach future opportunities. So give that some thought. Gang, as you know, we've got all kinds of programs coming up through the summer of this year. We've got boot camps, virtual boot camps, multi-session. We've cut them into small bites. We're about to relaunch a mastery program for anybody that might be interested in that, which is really the advanced version of Sandler. You can sit into those sessions and participate. And of course, we've got some leadership stuff coming up as well. In the meantime, go sell something. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click like. If you have questions for me, hit me up in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed yet, come on, let's go. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell. We'll deliver this stuff directly to your inbox. And until next time, gang, just remember, they first have to buy you before they will ever buy your product or service.